Hey my friend, this is Nestor Nidome, and today is a very powerful concept and kind of continues on with yesterday's concept that I was talking about. But it very important video because it's based on these ideas of where you should be at in life. And these are things that are very common, but they're not being reached, especially because of the economy. But for instance, one of the things where you should be at when you're, for instance, 25 years old, you should have at least $10,000 in cash, liquid, in your bank account, or you should be able to have that money, right? And when when you hit 40, you should have at least $10,000 in your bank account. And when you hit 65 or retirement, in actuality you should be having $1 million plus, because that's how much money you will be needing if you're working, and then you have to retire, and you need the money in order for you to really retire if you're not going to be getting any kind of government help or anything. But those are the milestones that we should be looking at. And if you're not on track, then my friend, you got to get on track, because then you're going to be having to work past your retirement age. And I see a lot of people doing that, and that's first of all, that's not right. And it doesn't, I know it doesn't feel good. I mean, I'm not, I don't know personally, but you can see it in their eyes. The people are tired, the people are, they're just frustrated. But those are the milestones that you need to be aware of. And when you have to go to work, when you're working and when you're accumulating money. But continuing with the subject from basically yesterday about the importance of money, is that sometimes people feel that having money is not important, but it is, my friends, it is. And this is a very powerful way of thinking about it. And just think about it. How many of you, or you particularly, or in the past or right now, have been working hard, right? Sometimes you have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, some people, right? And you're working, 8 hours plus. I mean, sometimes you're working up to 16 hours a day, maybe with overtime, or maybe not even with overtime. But you hear about these people, right? You hear about these people who are working massive amounts of hours, massive amount of time, and what is going on, right? They're basically working. They're going to a job, missing family time. They're not really engaged when they come home because they're tired. So they also, at the same time, a lot of people say, oh, we're supposed to be putting God, family, and then whatever it is, money or something. But when you really analyze the situation about when people work, you're working all these hours, you're working these massive days, getting tired, not being able to spend time with your family, and what are you really working for? I mean, just think about it. A lot of people might say, well, I'm working for my family, right? Or I'm working for this, or I'm working for that. But just really think about it. What are you really working for? You're working for money. I mean, really, you're working for money. You're trading in hours for money. Yeah, and what are you going to use that money for? For your family. But the reality is, you're working for money. So my friend, you have to think about it. Think about this thing. Money is very important. Money is very important. Let me see if I can remember this. A little quote I just read a little while ago that says, what what does it say? Something about, like, that money is not everything in life, but I rank it up there with breathing, or something like that. I mean, that's pretty cool, because money is not everything. That's the truth. Money is not everything. I mean, there's more, more other better stuff that we would love to have in our lives, besides money, right? So money is not everything, but is ranked up there with oxygen, right? So you need it. You need it like you need to breathe. And some people, they keep saying it, oh, money's not important, but they're broke. They're broke. They're broke. If you're saying to yourself that money's not important, then you're most likely broke. And if you're saying that money's not important, but yet you're spending all these hours at work, And my friend, you're working for money. That's the bottom line. And you gotta you gotta think about that. You gotta start analyzing that situation, because also this other concept that I heard one of my mentors talking about when he was talking about this kind of the same subject. He kind of started talking about how, a lot of people might say, hey, but what about Mother Teresa or Gandhi or something? They didn't work. I mean, they didn't um, think that money was important or something like that. But the whole thing with them is that, I mean, maybe they didn't put that importance in money, but that's because somehow, somewhere, somebody was supporting them. Somebody was giving them money. I mean, if not, how are they gonna eat, right? So, but the reason was because they were able to focus their energy and their mental power and their help, so they can help massive and massive amounts of people. That's what they were doing. But at the end, if you lift those curtains up, you'll see that money was there. That how would they eat? So they will have to find people who basically give them money to be able to survive. Because if you think about it, let's say you decide right now, I'm gonna be like Gandhi, or I'm gonna be like Mother Teresa, and I'm just gonna dedicate all my whole life to giving. But you don't connect yourself with a church or with an organization that is gonna provide you the things that you need. How long are you gonna be able to fulfill that mission without using money, like a lot of people think that they did? You're not gonna get that far, because you need food, you need travel money, you need to be able to at the same have the money to be able to feed other people, right? Feed the people, clothe people, give people shelter. And my friend, that costs money. I mean, it's kind of like maybe the shelter, you can get people to volunteer, right? You can be getting to volunteer. Maybe you can get people to donate something like food or something, and clothing, but eventually you will need money. So um, and the type of society and the type of world and this type of universe that we're living in, money is very important. I mean, the way that the human beings created the world, in order to exchange goods, they created money. Money is not everything, and money is fake, right? It's just a little paper or some metal things that we're trading in for goods. But you got to accept it. You're living in this world. You're living in this realm, if you want to say it like that, and where money, is important. It's not everything, but it's important. And that's something that we have to share. This message needs to be shared with as many people as we can, because we this is just my own personal opinion. Sometimes I see these movies, and I see these TV shows where they show how it's very humble to be poor. It's very the poor people are the most giving people, and the poor people this and the poor people that. But my friend, that the reality is, that's just who makes these movies, who's making these commercials, who's making all these things. Take a look at it, analyze it. It's rich people, people who are making money. And why do they do this? Because that message is what people want to hear. Nobody wants to hear this message that money is important, right? Maybe you right now, you already turned off, you're ready to turn off this video. And if you stayed this long, I congratulate you. I'm congratulating you if you stayed this long, because not a lot of people will stay this long listening to this type of subject, because they don't want to hear it. Especially if you're broke, so you don't want to hear this stuff. You don't want to hear that money is important. You want to hear that being poor or all this other stuff, BS that we're being fed into our minds. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to get religious on you, but in reality, in my religion, I'm a Catholic, and I know that this is the thing. Jesus was rich. Riches. I mean, how are you gonna be able to travel with disciples? How are you gonna be able to travel and give the word of God? And how are you gonna feed yourself? How are you gonna how are you gonna clothe yourself? How are you gonna find shelter? How are you gonna do all that stuff without having some sort of money or some sort of something coming in? I mean, come on, we gotta think about these things. We gotta think about that stuff. It's like, how are you gonna do it, right? How you gonna do it? And I see it over and over how, they they're always talking about how, the rich are greedy and the rich are bad and the rich, it's just feeding you bad information, my friends. There's the same amount of bad people being poor as there are rich, and there's the same amount of good people, rich, who are poor and poor. There is, you know. I mean, not every single, from 100% of the rich, not 100% are bad, you know. And the problem is that that's how they're being portrayed on TV, and that's because it's just basically so we can keep everybody down, because we have this concept and this mentality of scarcity, that there's not enough, but there is enough for everybody to go around. I mean, you hear, all these, billions and billions and billions of dollars. uh, all you gotta do is change your mindset and learn how to catch your share. But there is enough for you, for everybody. There's enough, but we need to take away that mentality, that thing that we have inside of us. Start with that, poor mentality, that somehow, for some reason, if you're poor, you're better than everybody else. Or if you're poor, if you think that money's not important, or that, and you don't have the money or something, for some reason you're more spiritual or you're more divine, right, than the next person, right? It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. It's actually total opposite. If that was the case, there will be more people who were rich, because I see a lot of people who pray. I see a lot of people who go to church. I see a lot of people who are more faithful than I am, who follow the word of God way more than I do. And they're broker than everybody else. They're struggling every single day, and it hurts me. It hurts me so much, because they're struggling so much. And these people, I mean, if that was the case, that money wasn't important, and being religious and being poor, then we wouldn't be struggling. They will be happy. But I see these people, and they're sad. They're, they're struggling, and they're suffering. I know it. I know it only, and the reason I know it, I have a close friend, and I'm not gonna say his name or anything like that, because I don't want to make him feel bad. But I know, but he's very, very religious, and I always see him struggling. I always see him struggling, and it hurts my heart so much. And I'm always trying to help him out. I'm always trying to feed him this information, and for some reason it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't go in. I mean, it's just a sad situation, because, but going off the subject, money is important, and you have to understand that. And if you took all this time to be able to come to, it's like 13 and a half minutes right now, if you didn't realize it. But I commend you, and if you already came this far, I want you to share this video with as many people as you can, because this message needs to go out into the world. It needs to go out into the world, so we can make as many people happy as we can. That's my mission. My mission is to make people happy, to make people's dreams come true, and you can't do that without money. You cannot do that while you're working 8, 16, all these hours at work. You can't do that. You gotta stop trading. You gotta stop trading those hours for a minimal money. You gotta stop trading that. And also, what I will, if you came this far now too, might as well just put a comment underneath about what came out of this video for you. What did you see in this video that was powerful? That was powerful, and that and it inspired you. And the reason I want you to do that is because sometimes people see things, and they see the comments first, and if you put a comment that's powerful, inspiring about this video, it'll entice more people to watch it. It'll entice more people to click on this, in this video, because this message is powerful. I believe this message, needs to be passed on as much as we can. Make your own video if you want to about the same subjects that I'm talking about. Just get this message out, because reality check is, we need to change. Things need to change in this world. Everybody has the same opportunity. I see home-based businesses as a wave of the future. Before the 1900s, in the 1800s, most of the people were entrepreneurs. You got to realize that most of the people were entrepreneurs, being as farmers or tradesmen. They almost everybody had their own little business going. And it's coming back. It's coming back. More and more people are starting to become entrepreneurs now. So we need to get that word out that that there's a better way. There's a better way to to do what we need to do, and to live a better life. There's abundance. There's enough for everybody. So like this video, share it, and comment, my friend. Comment so other people can realize how powerful this video is. With that, guys, thank you for joining me on this long video. This is Nestor, signing off.